We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Guys, did you miss me? I missed you guys. I really did. I was supposed to post a video on the 20th, which was actually my birthday, September 20th. I went through the work of actually filming. I tried to film that day. You guys were going to hear about a story time, and it was going to be what specifically brought me to tarot in the first place, and why I named like my channel Ava Death. And essentially it was just gonna be me drunkenly, because I was trying to film drunk on my birthday. Drunkenly going through my romantic relationships and how that changed and formed me. But I tried to send it to my laptop from my phone using AirPlay. And in hindsight, I think Spirit was just protecting me and protecting my image. So, sorry that I did not post on my birthday, but I had a wonderful birthday. I am 24, and it's been a beautiful start to autumn. I was able to finally celebrate my birthday in autumn, so I'm blessed. But yeah, today we're going to be getting into your monthly reading for October. We're going to be going into a collective reading right before we start your group, and I'll take it from there. So I'll have the choices up in a second, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. Group 1, let me move your messages. Group 1, you are Justice. Group 2, your Temperance. And Group 3, you are the Lovers. And I'll see you in your reading. Bye, guys. Hi, you guys. Okay, cool. Let's get started. Yeah, so for the October collective reading, it was really interesting. So the cards that we got were the Chariot, the Empress, the Two of Emotions, the Six of Emotions, the Knight of Emotions, and the Muse of Emotions. Like legit, the rest of it is all emotions or cups. And so really what stood out to me this reading, what it seemed like the collective energy was, it seems like we're all trying to build our village, right? Like we're all trying to bring in and manifest those who will actually serve us and our purpose within our social circles, and will make us feel loved and, you know, reciprocated. So building your village, and vulnerability shelters strong foundations and love. So for some of you, this is basically about practicing vulnerability. That's my cat. I locked her outside. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I was letting her in. We have the same birthday, so I gave her a cat tree, and I don't think that matters to her right now, so there might be some interruptions. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and snip the camera. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hurry up. Can you make your interruption swift? Are you done? Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, so this monthly reading is about basically building up the courage to be vulnerable with those around you. For some of you, this is basically about practicing vulnerability of loved ones and family. But I will say, within the collective energy of practicing vulnerability, it was something that came up about romantic love. And so I'm going to try my best to not make this all about love. Like, this wasn't intended to be a love monthly reading, but it does seem like this is a very fruitful and fertile energy for love. this is not a time to basically let nervousy and anxiety stop you from experiencing life in close relationships to other people. This is a time to really learn how to effortlessly express your own thoughts without the care of judgment from others, without being concerned about the perceptions of yourself through other people. And then there are some viewers like me where I have been celibate essentially for the past 2 years, by choice, not just a pandemic, by choice. And there are people like me who have essentially isolated themselves from the dating world. Um, I did it out of a sense of protection for myself, and I did it for meditative reasons. But it seems like some of you have just lost hope in the dating world completely. Like, you seem to have like lost complete interest, because it seems like all of your past choices and all of the current choices of what's available right now is just not, hasn't really caught your eye. But Spirit is imploring you really to drop your inhibitions, to stop looking inside of the cookie jar, and just be comfortable with reaching your hand down to the bottom for that last cookie. Was the metaphor that came to me last night when I was like going through your guys' reading. And I'm gonna hold my camera again because my cat is very curious today. What are you doing? You wanna come over here? Sit on the way? You wanna come down? Come here? Sit next to me. Sit next to me. Good girl. Good girl. And so, shed your insecurities. I feel like Spirit's also asking the collective to shed your insecurities and to remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. But really just to commit to nurturing yourself and to acknowledge the insecurity so you can then start working on it. But yeah, so shed those insecurities and know that it's not gonna be something overnight, right? Like, you can't just drop all your fears and all of what you're insecure about. You might even know what you're insecure about. So Rome isn't going to be built in a day, but just to acknowledge that you're constantly working on yourself enough and preparing yourself to be vulnerable is what Spirit's looking for. I mentioned it before one of my other readings, but Brene Brown has she's like a sociology professor, and she has this book called Atlas of the Heart. It's her newest one in her collection of books that she's written, and she talks about like a lot of range of different emotions, but something that really, of course, stuck out was vulnerability. And she said that vulnerability basically is uncertainty, it's risk, it's emotional exposure, and Spirit's just saying to surrender your heart with your hand out and your eyes closed. Really. But that's really all. And I'm not going to take too much time in going to depth with the collective reading. I do want it to be something that is still pretty open-ended, so take everything as it resonates. And I did pre-shuffle today just because I wanted to be able to get into those messages and to take as much time back from, you know, what would take from me shuffling and stuff like that. So hopefully that's not too distracting. I want to thank your spiritual team for having you here. I want to thank my spiritual team for giving this message, and I want to thank Spirit and our ancestors in general for letting us have this transactional energy exchange. So I hope you liked the collective reading. That was all me. That was all I had this time, so I'll see you guys in your individual groups. Bye. Hi, group 1, and this is a reminder that if you chose the Justice card, then this is your reading. This is for you. Really, you're starting the month of October with such a collected and pragmatic type of thinking. Like, Justice for me reads that, like, essentially, your first card is your current self in the reading. And with Justice is like, you're understanding how things go, you're understanding your processes. It's like I'm almost getting a very mover and shaker energy from this reading, group 1, but in the sense of like you are basically finding your bricks and you're also shaping them, and you're also like you're making everything from scratch. You're finding your foundation, you're setting your foundation in place, right? And so with this current self with justice, it's like you have a level head. So far you might find that you're trying to get a feel for things. You might have like started something like new, like a new job or something, but like this is initially the onboarding process of the training training process within this group 1. So I definitely see that you right now are trying to get a feel for a new balance that's been made in your life. And I think there's a lot of deciding that you still have to do, a lot of sorting, and that's really predominantly what I'm getting from this first card. So the second card is your theme of the month, and your theme of the month is essentially from the 4 of emotions to the 4 of cups. I'm getting that, yeah, the theme of the month for you, group 1, for you guys, it will have to be living in the present moment instead of possibly missing out on opportunities because you're trying to find better ones elsewhere. Like in the month of October, I'm finding that you don't want to take too many fast steps. Excuse me, I'm drinking a glass of wine for just for a lazy Sunday. Just finished working, so, but I digress. Yeah, you're in this kind of energy of where you're so focused on the future that you might miss all of what's around you. And again, that's kind of what Spirit was telling me before about basically imploring you guys to drop your vulnerability, because it's like in the midst of waiting for this big new thing to come, like you might have gotten insight or downloads from Spirit that a major blessing is on the way, or that a major change in your life is on the way. And I can see that you're ready to accept that. You're ready to invite that into your life so bad that you're kind of wanting to speed through the everyday processes and everyday in our current space. So Spirit wants me to let you know that keep your eyes focused and centered. Stay present, even though that's so hard. And we've already like gone over. We beat that horse dead on this channel. But stay present, and really just being present will help you to appreciate the small victories and the small blessings, and basically incite and kind of establish a momentum of gratitude for you, where like if you can acknowledge all the little things and what Spirit is giving you now through this, like for some of you it'll feel like boredom, it'll feel like a place of rest. For some of you it might feel uncomfortable, but like if you just appreciate the everyday things now, it will build into a momentum of gratitude that will make you getting to that promised destination faster. Now the third goal here again is the Tower. So I do see that you have your heart set on something. You're wanting unexpected change. You're almost expecting a shift that's going to uproot you from your current situation and transfer you right into the next chapter of your life. And I think this is both the promised thing that you're waiting for, but I also feel like you're kind of like wanting to, you're still getting sorted through these changes, but you're wanting to speed through these changes to, I mean, you're trying to speed through the sorting and the changing part to get to the initial gift. But Spirit is saying the part of the sorting is to prepare you for the gift. If you skip over these steps now, as the Mundanans they feel, you won't be in the right mindset to even see your destination blessing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but the Tower is essentially like your key goal. That's what you're looking towards. But I'm still stuck on, like, Spirit really wants me to beat over your guys' head of patience, group 1. Patience with yourself, patience with the person you're asking about, or the places you're asking about, or the current situation of what you're asking about. Just be patient. And the patience isn't for anyone but you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying be patient for the sake of Spirit. Be patient. Spirit's going to do what Spirit wants to do, and in Spirit's own time. We know that, right? So the patience is for you, because I mean, there's no reason to rush over something that's not here yet, is what Spirit's trying to say. And there's not anything really you can do to speed it up, except for being present, being thankful for all these things that are kind of passing you by as you wait. Now, an obstacle to overcome within the month of October for you guys, group 1, is going to be keeping people out of the kitchen while the sausages are being made. You have a lot of people who are looking at what you have, and they see that it's not completed, but that you have something. But these people are going to try and like, these might be family members, these might be friends, these might be self-deprecating thoughts that are basically like inciting you to demean what you've built. And Spirit is saying, be careful for this, because you're doing an excellent job of whatever you're building, group 1. You're building a strong foundation in something that you manifested and you set your heart and mind on. And out of jealousy, I'm feeling jealousy mostly. Out of jealousy, you have people peeking in to see what you're making, see what you're doing. And I'm saying, Spirit's telling me to tell you guys that it's better to not have these people involved completely, because whereas you think that you might be getting constructive criticism from this person has yet to understand their own feelings about you, and their own feelings about themselves, and their own feelings about what you're making. So the criticism that they think they're going to give you, or the criticism that you think they're going to give you, you think is going to be helpful, but really it's just going to be a product of their own feelings, whether that's actually valid or not on the situation. So Spirit doesn't want you to get discouraged by hearing these people and hearing what they have to say, and kind of getting focused, or kind of deterring from your own goal. You're in a very fruitful energy right now, group 1, where you're in the active process of manifesting. Like, you're in that ambitious and strong energy. And if you listen to these people through their criticism will drive you to basically lose all value of what you've been building, to the point where they want to see you throw it all away. They want to see you not work on it. So just be careful for that. Be careful that you're not letting others peek into your business and try to tell you like what you should do, or what's better or what's not, or whatever the fuck. Because people are just so fucking... Don't get me started. I don't know why people decide that, like, instead of being healthily jealous, or jealous in a healthy way, I'm gonna bring you down with me. Like, no, fuck that. But yeah, so be careful for that. But something to... No. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Obstacles to overcome. Major accomplishment is your fifth card, not your fish card. I don't know what that is. Your 5th card. And your major accomplishment really for the 5 of Voices is not... I think you guys do a pretty good job of not letting these people get to your head, but I think you also furthermore do a better job of staying focused on the target. And I think no matter what, Spirit wants you to stay on the target, because you are getting closer and closer to what you actually want. And Spirit is saying, like, you know what this is. Like, Spirit's telling me that they know what it is, which is hard for me because I don't. And I don't necessarily need to know. I mean, if you want to share, that's fine. I love sharing and I love to get to know you guys. But this thing that you're working on and that spirit has promised you, you have to stay in a fruitful energy for it. And what to avoid? No. I got lost. 5. What to avoid. What to embrace. Where to find support, advice, and encouragement. What to embrace. What to embrace is basically not defensiveness, but like establishing and setting and reiterating your boundaries with these people. Making sure that you speak up, picking your battles wisely. 11:11. Picking your battles wisely, but also more than just picking your battles wisely, then choosing to battle in a wise way. You know what I mean? Not only are you going to try to pick, like, not only should you pick your battles, but then it's a matter of doing it in a way where you're not being taken away from the way people see you isn't being diminished, but in a way that still communicates what you need to say. And again, this is something that you're actively working on. So this isn't the end process for it. More is going to come for you. Like, this is something you can say that you're like building. More is coming for you. It's just that you can get caught up in the naysaying. So you need to be able to get a place where either you don't let these people see you at all on what you're working on, or if you're about it, being to a point where you can say respectfully, I don't need to tell you that. Respectfully, that's not your business. Respectfully, I got it. Respectfully, I can handle it. Respectfully, in whatever way you want to respectfully say it. But to say it and to put up that boundary so people can't block it, or people can't, attack you and attack what you're building and attack what you're making for yourself, because it is valid and it's valuable and people can see that, and that's why they're coming in to talk shit about it, talk shit about your work ethic, talk shit about what you're building. So with the what to embrace, where to find support, to the materials. So group 1, something that is coming through clear as day to me, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but you are going to be experiencing a lot more abundance within the coming months, starting this month. And I say that because of the 10 of materials. It's like the card is where to find support, and you have the 10 of materials. You have one of the most abundant cards in all of that deck and all of that set of cards. 10 of materials is like a complete a completion, like an abundance. Your 10 of pentacles, basically your stack, your bag, your money, and it doesn't have to just be monetary too, right? It could be like personality wise, it can be whatever you're wanting. But where to find support, I feel like that's a predominant thing that's coming in, is that you're getting your support. Where to find support, you're gonna be getting your support, and very soon. And it could be through like a monetary donation to help you continue to build your thing, or it could be people deciding that they want to invest in you and that they believe in you. Because what to embrace. Yes, what to embrace. Thank you. This is what to embrace, not where to find support. This is what to embrace. Okay. Sorry, I thought I lost myself for a second. Yes. Okay, we're here. So where to find support, your 6 of materials. Yeah, this is somewhat like, this card also is like a means of success. So I really do feel like you guys are going to be getting your abundance. I feel that people are going to be coming in to give money to you, in addition to you experiencing an abundance somewhere. to continue to keep you on target, to keep you going. And yeah, so with the advice and encouragement that I'm getting in with the Three of Inspiration, it's just to keep your head high, really, and to keep that steadfast energy that you've, you know, continued to have. But understanding that it just doesn't end here. That this is only a momentary pause before you get back into working, essentially, on your goal. Yeah. So for your tissue box messages, you got 5th house, self-expression, drama and play. Yeah, going back to those boundaries, not being afraid to establish them, but establishing them in a diligent and special way that highlights your best parts, instead of just going off on a bitch, you know what I mean? So Libra energy is your next message. Pisces, so air and water. These might be some of the people that are coming in to either combat or to help you. Take it as it resonates. Your first house, self, new, and firsts. Okay. All right. And so, oh, and I did also, I was called to get some songs for you guys for this reading. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. No music. No music for this reading. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut it there. That's all I have for your guys' month of October. So if you enjoyed that, please hit the like button and comment and subscribe. I would love to hear part of your journey, and I would love to hear what you've been going through. So yeah, we will see you. Excuse me. We will see you soon. Hi group 2, and just to make sure if you chose Temperance, then this is your reading, and let's get started. So your first card was your current self. Sorry, I have to go back into my notes. Your second card is your theme of the month. Here we go, your theme of the month. Your third card is your key goal. I love you too, but why do you choose right now when I'm filming to rub up on me and the camera? You never want to do this off camera. Your fourth card is obstacles to overcome. Your fifth card is major accomplishment. Yes, which is also the Muse materials. And so 6th card, what to avoid, what to embrace, where to find support. And group 2, you guys actually got 2 cards for your last topic. So this is advice and encouragement. Okay. All right, so you are essentially, with your current self, group 2, you are at a point where you have been working on yourself, been working on your mood, you've been working on the way that you see things, right? There's a certain energy to you, group 2, where it's like you've made a lot of changes to really find your inner peace. You know, you've been really trying to work towards being more grounded, and with Temperance, it's like not only do you know of the new balance, but you have adjusted to it beautifully, and really, yeah, you're just in this powerful like position of just knowing a lot of information at once. Like what am I trying to say? Like, you're aware of a lot of things simultaneously, which spirit is highlighting as your current self. So your theme of the month is the Page of Voices. Hi, group 2. Sorry about that. I just wanted to take some time to look over your reading and make sure my messages were right. So yeah, so we're going to continue with your theme of the month. You got the Page of Voices, which essentially that just tells me that your theme essentially is that you have intentions, you have a set goal, and you're just trying to figure out the how to and when as to how to accomplish it. And one, that's really exciting because you have found a balance within what you're doing now, but you're ready for more, right? You're ready to expand. You're ready to continue your efforts in establishing, let's say this is just a business, right? Like, let's say you're a CEO, you're just trying to work on your business. I find that your theme of the month is almost like having these set intentions, these clear intentions, and being able to thoroughly and succinctly find ways to get what you want, to have your cake basically and to eat it too. And then so for the key goal, your key goal is that, like, this is a very exciting time for you guys, group 2, because I find like I don't know if I'm getting that you guys can be artists. Like, I'm getting that there are a lot of writers in this group, a lot of actors, a lot of people who usually have to express their opinions and their words. And I feel like you're getting a rush of ideas and a wave of just successful ideas and thoughts that are going to really contribute back into your pocket, group 2. And well, one, congratulations, and two, I see that like you are gonna get here no matter what. This is both your key goal, but this is like your key goal, but it's almost like this is also your catalyst. Like, from your Page of Voices that the minute that you can get this on the roll, that this is going to be it's like you're affiliating your own like manifestation. You know what's coming in, and you know that you have to put in work to get it, and that's exactly what you're doing, group 2. But something to avoid here, the 5 materials, I do get that this is the 5 materials, or the 5 of Pentacles, which is usually denotes a lack mentality. And something that Spirit is telling me is to, one, save your money, save your excess money, save what you don't have to spend. And then 2, on addition of looking past like money, really to make sure you're keeping your resources valuable, keeping your resources in a valuable place, keeping them in a secure place, so it only helps to what you're adding on to. I think you guys are also kind of in a very fruitful, abundant energy right now. Like, you could have just gotten a grant of some sort, some scholarships. I'm getting that you've just met a ran into some money, and so Spirit's telling you, or telling me to tell you, not to spend it all. Of course, take some time to appreciate it, to do small things for yourself, to enjoy your money. But it's almost like this warning of do not spend too much, or at least know where you're spending it. Don't spend negligently, and don't spend just to spend, because you do have a lot that you're trying to work on. And if you can get to a mindset to where you can save some of this money to get to that goal, that's going to be a lot easier than having to find a means to get all this back. So just be careful how you spend your money. But a major accomplishment, again, is that you have been building. You've been building, and what you've been building, I don't want to say is growing, because duh. But like, what you're building is big. It's people can notice it. Like, you're starting to see that it's growing substance. It's it's growing a certain type of warmth to it, you know? And so the spirit does want to call out that you have been working extremely hard towards your goal, and you are doing exactly that, but not to give in to the temptations of instant gratification within this, that you put your mind to something originally and to keep it that way, to obtain this. Now, what to avoid is your 7 of materials. And this usually means like getting your things together, getting things straight. But I think in this context, what to avoid with the 7 of materials is to basically not overthink. It's a little bit of a slippery slope, right? Because you don't want to overspend too much. Like, you don't want to put too much effort and time into something that you're stressing over, and yet you don't want to not plan, right? So Spirit is telling you here with the 7 materials, don't overthink. Don't put so much detail into this plan that you have point A, B, C, D, E, F. We still don't know how D is going to come about. So rather than plan for B and C, I would just wait till D comes first, until you know what to do with B and C. It seems like something that's a little bit out of order right now. And I feel like with the 7 materials, group 2, you might have issues with asking for help, and you might have issues with evenly applying work amongst others. Like, you might also be I'm getting a business owner. You might be a CEO. You might be a founder. You might be someone who has to pitch on behalf of their ideas a lot. Like, again, with being a writer and everything. So with the 7 of materials, it's like, plan enough to recuperate for the curveballs. Don't plan to the extent of you knowing for certain where you're going to be, because where you think you might going to be, or what you think you might have to do, you might not even have to do that at all. You might even be able to get to avoid that step altogether by just waiting. But something to embrace is that, again, one thing I want to say is that you are at a good temperament right now. And you are also the magician. And you know this. You know this. You know this. You know that you're at a good place right now. You know that you have a good head on your shoulders. You know you have an entrepreneurial mind. And so Spirit is saying, really, to embrace the magician. Embrace your magician energy. Know that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And you're going to do it in the way that you wanted. But that didn't come from you rushing, right? It didn't come from you doing something at the expense of yourself. This came from you being temperamental to begin with. This came from you having a calm and collected temperament to begin with, right? And so Spirit is saying, continue to have that and use your confidence and your ability to move and shake to get your stuff done. It's a tricky balance, but it's not one that you haven't managed to balance well. And Spirit is saying, just keep that balance, and keep your intentions set, but don't get too caught up within the details. Leave some of it still to Spirit. Surrender the surprises to Spirit. There we go. Like, you can put in the feasible work that you know that you can control. You can do whatever you want with that piece. You do that in the best way that you know how, in the way that God or Yahweh or Allah, whoever you worship, gave you. You know, the divine gave you these gifts for a reason, and they don't want to take them away. They don't want to commandeer the way you use them, but they want to make sure that you're using them in the smartest way possible without you having to compromise as well. So where to find support with the Hanged Muse? I'm predominantly getting really to find support within Spirit. I'm getting to meditate more, to talk to Spirit more, to ask for help more from Spirit. Even if you think you know how something's going to end up, just ask for help anyway. Like, really put your trust in the divine and really practice surrendering your active stresses to the divine, essentially. Yeah. Advice and encouragement. Okay, so I'm getting a couple downloads with these two cards. I think with them being together, advice and encouragement kind of gives me a trust in your loved ones. Spirit's telling me that there are some people that you might have been working on like a project with. You have trusted people that Spirit is wanting you to reconnect with at the moment, and to really like unify and to really focus together on getting these things done too, because it's not just about you putting in all the work and then applying work, but it's being able to evaluate your own strengths and weaknesses in comparison to someone else's strengths and weaknesses, and then the two of you working together to say, I'm not good at this, but you are great at this. How about I do this and you do this, and we continue that way? You know, just being systematic in your approaches, and doing that still with Spirit with you, to know that I'm going to put in as much work as I possibly can, but Spirit's going to give me the luck. Spirit's going to give me the extra push. Spirit's going to give me the blessing to do this, essentially. And with that said, I'm going to get into your signs. So, let me see what we have here. We have, I believe that one goes in. I've seen that one before. So we have your 10th house, which is tradition, career, and authority. Third eye chakra for you guys. So yeah, really connect to Spirit, really talk to Spirit, really meditate, heal your third eye chakra right now. I mean, it's like something I'm also getting is that downloads could be waiting for you in your dreams, and it's something where I don't know if you guys might resonate with this, but some of you have either you can't remember your last dream or you haven't dreamed in a long time, and dreams predominantly come from that third eye chakra. Yes, that third eye chakra. So really that and a mixture of your crown. Really work on your crown and third eye chakras to kind of reawaken and reestablish your connection to Spirit, your communication with Spirit. 7th house, partnerships, contracts, and relationships. Yeah, so some of you are going to be asking about a partnership. Some of you are going to be asking about relationship. This could be either or a mix in between. We don't judge over here. But really grow in correlation with these people. And I think, like, because I mentioned before for your group, I think you have an issue with taking on too much work. And I think in the past, people have taken advantage of that. Like, they know that you're someone who is going to take up all of the work, and so a lot of people are hoping for you to do this so they can continue to take advantage of your effort and of your time, versus having to learn how to do it themselves. And then so also you might be the type of person to, instead of showing someone how to do it, you might do it for them. And this could be another example of that, where it's like you rob people of the opportunity to learn for themselves when you do it for them, instead of giving them their own tools, basically, to make their own garden. What you're doing is you're basically renting them your hoe. But the issue is, if you're not there to rent out your hoe, or like, let's say your let's say your shovel, because yeah, there's your shovel or something. You know what I mean? What are they gonna do, right? So really empower the people around you by trusting in them to get whatever you ask of them done. And to really evaluate how they can contribute and to go in accordance from there. You guys have had a lot of headaches. So again, you might want to work on your third eye and your crown chakra. In all this, I do get a workaholic energy from this group too. So that's also something to remember, is just to keep in mind on how much time you're spending for yourself, and and how much time you're taking away from all this to recharge so you can continue to work. But I digress, group 2. I hope you enjoyed your monthly reading. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Pretty, please. It does help the channel. I would love to hear from you guys anyway. And just get to know you guys and start actually communicating with my community. Like, I'm opening up a lot more, and I'm really excited because this is a really fruitful time for me too. And I don't know, I'm just really excited to be able to share a like-mindedness with you guys. So I will catch you in the next reading. I want to thank your team for being here, and thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking and watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, group 2. Hi, group 3, and just to clarify, if you chose the Lovers, then this is your reading, and let's get right into it. So the Lovers is your current self. You might now, in hindsight, I will say this must be where all the love is coming from. That is a big indicator for this group. And so if you're not looking into love, if you did not ask about love, this is the wrong group for you. Or this might be an additional group for you, and you're just gonna have to have fun with deciding what it is. Okay, so anyway, what I was gonna get from this card, really, what I'm getting from this card is that you might have just met someone new. You might be experiencing either a strong new love or a strong returned love right now, and you're caught up in the rapture within this new love. And essentially the theme of the month for you is just serendipity, complete joy, complete happiness, being completely fulfilled, and just enjoying life, you know. Sorry about that, group 3. Let's continue with your key goal. So your key goal is the 4 of inspiration, and that's reading to me is essentially you're looking forward to a type of celebration. So I don't know actually if this is a new love or not. It might be, but it feels like, it almost feels like you're hoping for a celebration to celebrate this love, excuse me, which is exciting. And congratulations. But the interesting part is like what comes out for when you guys, what you have to overcome, right? So for your 4th card, or your obstacles overcome, was the Emperor. And so while this is usually a very, you know, good card, meaning that like you harness a lot of masculine energy, meaning that like you're active right now, you're actively doing things, you're aggressively doing things with like an intention and purpose. But I think what Spirit's trying to tell me when it comes to avoiding the Emperor is avoiding that type of structure, right? Because this definitely reads to me as a love reading, and I think Spirit's telling me to let you guys know to drop that sense of structure that you think comes with like a relationship. So like if you're trying to move through this love in a previous way that you did with another person, cut it out completely. Cut it out. And I don't mean that as cut it out, but like literally cut that part out, just because it's not, this is reading as something completely new, and it feels like to put the same structure onto this would try to be like throwing a different birthday party for someone else with the exact same decorations. Like individuality is a thing. 2 people are gonna like 2 different colors. Drop your understanding of what you think this relationship should look like and what it should be, and rather just kind of surrender it to Spirit. Because what to avoid also, one of the Muse emotions, which usually is a positive card too, I did see that it says to avoid moodiness. So I think that when you try, there might be a point in the month, group 3, where you're trying to establish a certain like hard structure on something, or maybe it's even from this 4 of emotions or 4 of inspiration that you think that you have to set a structure on something. And I don't think the relationship is going to go in the way that you intentionally plan it with this structure, because the structure is not meant for this relationship. You know what I mean? Like you would do more damage trying to put a structure to this relationship than you would just experiencing it in the moment presently. And I think the moodiness would come from you trying to push and push and push a structure onto this relationship. I keep saying a structure, but like what it feels like is like a dichotomy. It feels like, or like a it feels like what you're trying to put on it are too high of expectations of yourself and of the person. It sounds like you're saying, oh, well, I'm like, let's just say this is like a queer relationship. I'm the femme, so I must do boop, 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 boop. Or I'm the mask, so I should be doing boop, 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 boop. And Spirit is saying, like, no, don't do anything. Just experience it. Just experience love. Because all of it is happy. All of it is serendipitous. All of it is a core part of understanding yourself more and how you love more. But all of that has to be authentically discovered, and to try to put a structure on it would not only be a disservice to yourself, but it would be a disservice to the explorations you make from just dating. And just drop them. Drop your expectations of what this relationship should be. Don't worry about it. If you're supposed to have a certain structure for a relationship, it would have came to you in that way, right? Like, don't try to, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? But I digress. Let's keep going. So we're on what to embrace. And so what to embrace here, the Eight of Voices is usually a negative card, but the Eight of Voices here, to what to embrace is, this is someone who is basically, they're very anxious, and they're trying to actively do things out of this anxious energy. Excuse me, English is very hard. So from this card, it's like, this is someone who's usually anxious, and they're trying to still push through their anxiety despite there being physical obstacles in front of them which they can't see. But Spirit is telling you to slow down and explore your options. So that might be another thing, like you might have multiple options, group 3, and that might be something else that's stressing you out. And maybe the structure is coming from trying to decide one person, one way of doing it. And what I'm getting there is to look around you. Like, really look through your options, really look through your environment, really savor the moment for what it is, and why you were placed in it. Just because I feel like with the Eight of Voices, it's like we block our own blessings because we have preconceived ideas and notions of how things should go or how they are going to go, given an amount of factors we've experienced already. And the issue with that is that we stop ourselves because we already assume what's going to happen, and we're not vulnerable, right? Like, we don't open ourselves up to what could happen. We just project what should or what would happen, and that's it. So, where to find support? Wait, 7, 8. Where to find support? Yeah, okay. So where to find support, I don't remember if I didn't talk about this, was the Ace of Inspiration. And so the Ace of Inspiration is basically a strategic idea, a different new line of ideas, a new thinking, a new opportunity in something. And so I think Spirit's telling me where to find your support is essentially within, I don't want to say yourself, more of your intuition, more of your gut feeling, like legit just trusting your gut feeling when it comes to this. And I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, where to 7, what to embrace. Okay, what to embrace are new ideas, new ways of thinking, there we go, into this type of relationship. And where to find support, I don't know, I'm getting this, like, I don't want to, like, mess you guys up, because the devil is usually, like, a temptation, right? But, like, I feel like Spirit's saying just, like, fall into it. Get with it. Get into it. Enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, let yourself have fun with these temptations, group 3. Yeah, I don't, you guys is so far has been the shortest group, but it's like the most succinct message. Let me see. So the devil, or divine support. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily always have to be evil, right? It doesn't always have to be something about temptation. I think sometimes, like, we can see things as the devil because we've told ourselves that we shouldn't, or that we are better off without doing a certain thing. And so I think that with the devil, it's like there might be like hints of fear around it because like you're scared of making the wrong mistake, but like the devil is telling me that like you have some pleasure to experience. And again, within this structure, you might be trying to make a structure to avoid the temptations in your life, but are they really temptations if they actually make you happy? Or is that something that someone has told you won't make you happy? And at that point, are you trying to please yourself, or are you trying to please others? Does this feel wrong to you because it actually feels wrong to you, or does it feel wrong to you because you were told it was supposed to be wrong to you? And I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna leave that there. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, so your advice. This is your girl got 2 for 1, 2 in this deal, and you got the 10 of Swords and the Page of Cups, or basically the 10 of Voices and the Page of Emotions. And the advice that I got here is to essentially like predominantly I'm getting prepared to not move on, but continue to move forward in the month of October, group 3, with an open and vulnerable heart. Move knowing that there might be a potential heartbreak, but move also knowing that it might be the complete opposite of that. And I think these two came out, and because like, they're kind of polar opposites, but I think they came out together because I think that this is just highlighting the natural duality of life, right? Like sometimes you get W's and sometimes you get L's, but it's like either way, and ultimately overall, you still learn that experience. You still get to learn. You still get to, add value to your knowledge through basically this worldly experience that you've just endured with another person. And so yeah, just surrender your inhibitions, surrender what you think is right, surrender what you think a relationship should look like, surrender how you think you should act in relationship, surrender how you think your partner should act in relationship. It doesn't matter. And the only thing I feel like actually matters is how it makes you feel. And if it's something that is making you feel completely happy, then nothing and no one else can touch it. But if it's not making you happy, and if it's something that you're doing because you were told you should do it, right? Vice versa, and you're not getting that complete fulfillment, I think Spirit's also telling me to tell you to surrender it and be ready to move. So it's like moving with just this laissez-faire, c'est la vie type of lifestyle where you're willing to experience all types of love in different capacities from different people at different points of your life, and just being open to, it might not be this person and that's okay. It might be this person and that's okay. Of course, if you don't want it to be, then it's not going to be that person. But I think you guys know what I'm saying, right? Like essentially, if it makes you happy, then eat it up, savor it, enjoy it, because you've deserved it. And if it doesn't make you happy, be prepared to endure and savor something better finding you. Okay, so I am going to stop there, and I'm going to finally read your messages. So group 3, you have 4th house, home, parents, and nurturing. 8th house, birth, death, and transformation. The letter I, this could be the initial of your person or your initial. Solar plexus chakra, which is something that you guys will have to heal. Your solar plexus, excuse me. I'm thinking about your sacral, which is like creativity, but your solar plexus is more of like, actually, your solar plexus, I know it's not your sacral. I can't think of the moment what exactly that chakra does, but that's something you really want to look into. Group 3, D, is the second initial that you guys got in your group, D. So I and D, you got trying, okay? And then you got 3rd house, communication, community, siblings, okay? And so that was all my initials. That was all my messages. And I'm going to end it there. So if you liked today's reading, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And I want to start getting to know you guys. I feel like I'm fully and finally opening up to the camera and being on camera. And I know that on the opposite end of this is like-minded people who not only appreciate this reading, but who are going through the exact same things I'm going through. And with being a small, you know, content creator, I really would love that sense of family. I would love to start building that with you guys. So if you're called to it, then that's great. If not, then no hard feelings. But I will see you in the next reading. Bye, group 3.